Assalamu alaikum,
Walaikum salam.
my dear students. So, in the introductory part of the dramatic prose, that was written by Ramnath Shastri, and the prose was actually has been taken from a dramatic poem, and it was written in Dogri language, and within the passage of time, it gets translated into English, and the name of the writer who translated into English, his name was Shuna. In an introductory part, we talked about the prose life. I had discussed it in the previous classes. Life as a notion, life as a concept, life, characteristics of life, features of life. So we got focused on a particular dimension, particular elements of life. Now taking the text in concern. Dear students, this life is actually has been this life has been taken in consideration by different elements of this prose. For example, the writer has put some notions, he has put some ideas of different elements and units of this earth, but he make it as a dramatic. And the question wind as one of the element. The question posed by wind to other elements, other units was taken in consideration in this prose. Dear students, the wind as an element in this prose was asking question to different units like clouds, earth, stars, moon, ocean, and finally the question was posed to a little girl, keeping the individual, keeping the individuality of these elements in concern. The cloud was also asked a question. The wind, as you know, wind is actually a moving eye. This wind asked a question to cloud. Cloud, in its notion, interprets his character of life in a different style as compared to the other these elements of a prose. Similarly, Earth discusses some other futures, stars discuss some other futures, and moon has its own recognition, ocean has its own recognition. Similarly, and finally, little girl responds to the question in a beautiful way. And finally, the wind who was posing questions, who was asking questions, different these units, the elements. Finally, he got satisfied by a little girl, because little girl answered in a beautiful way. That was basically the moral and the central idea of this prose. That actually wind was in a search, in a position to get satisfied, because this was only the character, this was only the answer, this was only the kind of satisfaction for wind to have the sort of answer that was desirable, that was appreciable, that was very nice and excellent as compared to other elements of the prose. As you know, clouds were asked a question. The wind asked them, what is life? Wind asked this unit, what is life? The cloud in a style connotes the idea that cloud says that this life is actually a sort of, because the rain is coming. Rain is the essential, what I should say, necessity of this planet. So this is possible only once clouds they prompt us. They actually motivate us and prompt us the people for rain. They actually motivates and prompts people in a desirable way. Like the condition of rain, once we observe the condition of rain, once we are just motivating that rain will come, this is possible only once cloud will show there what they are showing. They are showing some sort of it. They are showing some conditions, circumstances. So out of these circles, we are having the idea that rain will come. Similarly, the earth in a different style answers in a beautiful way. Like I am like a mother. I am born to this whole system because I am providing water. I am providing water to these planets. I am providing water to living components of this planet. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
This is possible only because once I am providing water, I am giving so many things to the components of this planet, and this planet gets its satisfaction. You know, I should say order is possible only because of Earth. Because Earth says, I am the portion of light that supports life. I am the portion of universe that supports life. It connotes its idea and the concept of life in a different way. Similarly, stars. Stars were also providing and privileging some kind of future, some sort of future. Like stars replies, we are twinkling, but moon is interrupting us. Once moon is away from us, and we are twinkling. It looks like we are a big family. It looks like we are a big family. So once there is interference of moon, stars in a different design replies that it creates confusion, it creates mess. So once moon is away, we are in a big family. We shows our characters. We are twinkling. We provide light to the planet. Similarly, moon, moon has some other style of answers. Like moon replies in a good way as the character of life. Like moon says, this we are I am the I have the character to provide a sort of light. Ocean can understand me. Ocean has a capability to understand my importance in the planet. Importance of my importance in the planet. That is the answer of moon. And one more character that he is just connoting, keeping the life in concern. He said this moon in a designed way. It implies that I am providing light, and one more the dark spots that are in between in the moon that are actually it discards my importance. One black spots are away from me. I am providing a sort of what I should say. I am providing sort of light. Even I should say I am. Ocean is getting ocean is getting my importance. Ocean has the caliber and capability to understand my comprehend my importance. So once this moon asks us in a different way. But one more character that moon was converting in a designed way. That is that once dark supports are there in moon, it actually looks like a shroud in a dead body. It looks like that shroud. The dead body is surrounded and covered by a shroud. As you know, this was the actually converting idea of moon. Similarly, ocean in it is ocean has some other. Ocean is saying that I am providing this is a sort of a collection of peerless, a sort of collection of what collection of peerless, and I am a big support to the biosphere. I am a big support to the universe. In a way, like I provide water to every this what I should say. I am providing. I had the capability and ability to provide water to every component of this universe. Similarly, there were other styles and other characters that were that were discussed, and even in communication with that were discussed with wind by these different elements like clouds, the other characters as well. But most importantly, finally this wind was earth gave him a sort of clue that why are you getting confused, because every element is asking you different kind of style of life, and different elements are they are just replying in a different design. You will get confused. So why are you asking such kind of question? This was asked by earth to wind. That why are you asking so many questions? It will create confusion. You will get confused. You don't have the you will get confused. Finally you will reach nowhere. But the time comes when wind got an encounter with little girl. isn't it?
Yes.
So little girl was asked a question by wind. Wind in a different designed way asks little girl, what is the meaning of life? What is the meaning of
Life.
Little girl replies. Little girl replies the idea of life, the notion of life, the interpretation of life in a way that he compares the life that it is actually, I was talking about the lights that are in the candle, isn't it? He was asked why are the wind asks him what he asks. Do you remember what the wind asks? What sort of question was asked by wind to the this little girl? Sure. See the question. That was the moral of the that was the moral of this prose. That should be taken in consideration because that was a big lesson. I should say a sort of lesson that is satisfied, that will get satisfied, isn't it? Like, see, the question was uh, the wind and these behind. You have left some lamps unlighted. You have left some lamps unlighted. The little girl replies, "Those lamps have no oil in them. There is no point in lighting them now. Those who are yearning to awake, those who are waiting to be lighted. I am lighting only those. I love display of life. See, that was the final question. That the little girl, I am only lighting these new lamps with the lamp that is a light. जैसे कि हम लाइट देते हैं मैं उन्हीं को लाइट देती हूँ जिनमें पॉइंट लाइटनिंग देम नाउ दोस हु आर हियर टू अवेक दोस हु आर वेटिंग टू बी lighted I am lighting only those I like the spirit of life that the what is the candle the sort a candle was there only that candles were lighted I lighted that has the caliber and capability like there was oil in that particular candle the candles that were possessing oil only those were lighted by the little girl and the candles that were not having a sort of oil and other things that are necessary for the light that were not available. If these things were not available, how could the little girl have been possible? How could she have been possible to provide the light to these candles? So this sort of comparison, like, and finally we get satisfied because what does it mean? What it signifies? It signifies a nice idea and a lesson. That is the what this see. Hearing this, the wind smiled on display, greatly impressed by her. This wind was impressed by the answer that was given by the little girl. That was given by the little girl. Like, this is the moral of the story simply. Just see. Moral of the story is, for example, only those will brighten who are doing hard work. Only those will brighten who has the heap and accumulation of uh, what I should say, heap and accumulation of characteristics. To have the challenges. Challenges are bound to come. If you will face the challenges, finally you will succeed. You will get success. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
So you are the people. You are the students. You have your targets in your life. You also your sort of targets. You have your aims, purpose in your life. The life is possible. The challenges of life. Once you will face the challenge and you will success. But once you will get down, even I should say you will not have the power to face. Finally, it will create fuss and confusion in your life. You will not get particular targets. You will not get aims of your life. Your style will be what I want to say. It will not be up to the mark. It will not touch the bars. It will not touch the skies. So you should remain happy. You should also be prepared. Remain prepared to get the benefits, to get the challenge, to face the challenge, to face different struggles. Nobody is perfect. Same is the question that was asked by Wind to the little girl. Little girl in a different style, in a design way, in a beautiful way, answer. And that was the most what I should satisfied answer out of these elements. Isn't it? As compared to these elements in the prose. Like only those lights are possible where there is availability of other characteristics that makes it lighter, that makes it enlightened. Isn't it? There was not oil in other candles. Isn't it? When there was no oil in the how it would have been possible for this little girl to light that very particular candle? Eh? Isn't it? So only those lights get a sort of aim and target, even I say particularity that were having the oil and other these features possible to proceed, possible to persist. So this is the idea that was actually that has been taken from this prose. This is central idea. It is actually a lesson for you, for me, for other people, for the students. Like life is bound in different challenges. You have different struggles. You will face so many problems, so many obstacles. It doesn't mean you will just sit up and don't go for future. You have to pass through these struggles, through these constant struggles, I should say, through these challenges. Once you will face all the challenges, and you will become like a stone. You will have the power to cross every phase of the life. But that is possible only once you are fit, once you are mentally fit, you will physically be strong, you will be mentally strong, you will be your life will face the challenge, your mind will be set up with different characters, with solid characters. You will be consolidated different with different futures. So this sort of idea, that notion that we have actually gained from this lesson, from this prose that has been translated by Shivnath. So it is providing the characters, it is providing the sort of lesson that is a mandatory, we should learn from that. We should get instructed from that. We should get a sort of, or we should follow that very idea. This is actually this will be the motivation. You will be motivated. You will have the motivation power, and finally you will persist other things. These things and these ideas and these lessons should be always taken in mind. That should be, it should be gathered in your mind, and finally you should persist for the betterment of your life. Are you getting me?
Yes,
Any
sir.
confusion?
No,
Any
sir.
confusion?
No, sir.
Any confusion?
No.
Thank you, dear students.